Welcome to Sim Race TV, the USRL, United Southern Racing League 2018 Demon Sim Works Cup Series live at Chicagoland here tonight. And we are watching them qualify as qualifying winds down here on the pole right now. Ed Morris, the number 7. He's out there with a 29.952 or 152s. I apologize. So he's out there getting it done. Nick Vroman, Trey Hoovler, the top 3 right now. And before we get started, I'd like to say thank you to all the veterans out there now and then, everybody that helped give us our freedom to do all these great things. So happy Veterans Day, and we definitely appreciate everything, all the sacrifices that everybody has made so that we can live in this beautiful world here in the United States of America. But hey, race number 5 here at Chicagoland starts right now, and I'm Jay Weezy, and Dustin German here in the booth with me tonight. Dustin, how you doing?
Pretty good, man. Glad to be back. Ready to get this race underway. It's going to be a good show, I believe.
It's Veterans Day, and we got some veterans out there on the track. Actually, a veteran won last week at Texas. Let's see if he can make it 2 in a row, but he's going to have trouble because we got some fast drivers. And let's see, where's he at right now? Looks like he did not opt to qualify, so he's going to be starting a little bit further back. So we'll take a look at our starting grid here tonight for race number 5 here, the 09 of David Roach. He's starting on the pole, I believe. Is that right?
No, it's still showing Edward up front.
Oh, Ed Morris. Well, take us through the grid then, Dustin.
All right, starting on your pole, it's going to be Edward Morris in the 7 car. On his outside is Nick Broman. Starting third is Trey Hoovler, followed by Tommy Haynes in 4th spot. Starting at number 5 is John T. Wimbish, last week's winner, and Todd Sargent on his outside in 6th place. David Roach is actually in 7th place. On the outside of him is going to be Adam Gosselin. And rounding out our top 10 is Trent Potter in 9th place and Troy Radford in 10th.
That'll work, and we'll take a look at the weather. We'll look through the rest of the grid here. In the meantime, we got to take a minute for everything to update. Let's take a look at our weather here for tonight's race. It's 73 degrees in the air, and the track's only one temperature above that, so it might come up just a little bit once these guys start running around just a little bit. So it's nice and cool out there. A lot of grip, Dustin.
Yeah, I was able to get out on track for a few laps before these guys got done practicing, and man, there's a lot of grip out there tonight. I think it's going to be a really, really fast, competitive race. It's probably going to be a little bit hard to pass with all that grip, but I don't know. It felt really good to me. We'll see what these guys can do with it.
Yeah, I was listening to some radio chatter earlier. A lot of people not really a fan of how the car's set up. I'm not sure if that's going to play out into their favor in the long run or not. We'll have to wait and see, because you never know. The track might come around and they might find a handle on these things. But yeah, man, I mean, it's nice and cool out there. They got plenty of grip. We'll take a look at some of the other guys out there. Jerry Glenn in the 97. The number 9 of Dustin Ping there. The 32 of Darren Clement. The 26 there is, I don't know what's wrong with my stuff, but that's Dale Albright. And we got the number 6 as well. I'm having to do this stuff manually for now. AJ Rogers in the 6 car. The 12. It's going to be starting on the inside. That's Trent Potter. I know I missed a few guys, but hang with me there. Just bear with me. We're getting set to go green here and get this thing going. Ed Morris on the pole in the number 7. Let's see if he can get it done here as he takes off the 8 machine to his outside. He gets a little bit of a lead there over him.
Yeah, looks like Edwards pulled out to a nice lead here. He's going to try to shoot down to the bottom as quick as he can. His 8 car's right behind him in his tracks.
Tommy Haynes clears the 18. Trey Hoovler there. John Wimbish in 5th. The 56, the 30 of Todd Sargent there, and the 09 of David Roach. All nose to tail as they come around to lead lap number 1. Ed Morris is going to lead that lap, and Tommy Haynes already challenging for that number 2 spot.
Yeah, Tommy ain't wasting no time. He wants to get to the front and get up there with that leader before he gets running away.
They're side by side down the backstretch. The 17 dives down into 3. The 8's going to drop right behind him. That's Nick Vroman there. And they better watch out, because there's the 18 of Trey Hoogler and John T. Wimbish right behind them. They can see them in the mirror. They're either going to get bigger or smaller. It just depends on how their car's performing. Right now, Tommy Haynes coming off of 2. We got some racing going on here. Nick Vroman and Trey Hoogler, John T. Wimbish and Todd Sargent all there. Nose to tail. 120 laps here at Chicagoland for race number 5, the 2018 Demon Sim Works Cup Series here for the United Southern Racing League. And thanks to everybody out there watching. We appreciate all the support. This is going to be a good one from what I see right now. Things are starting to heat up front.
We got a caution there.
Caution. Our first caution of the night, I believe. Maybe AJ Rogers there in that one. Let's go back and take a look. Oh, the 42 of Eric Driggins. And the 6 of AJ Rogers. So let's go back just a little bit further here. Find out what happened to Eric Driggins. AJ is side by side with the 2 of Dustin Phillips. Driggins slams the outside wall there, cuts right across the nose. AJ Rogers, he just barely misses that. Let's go back one more time. Let's take a look from AJ's cockpit. He's got Eric Driggins right in front of him here as they go down into 1. Driggins goes up into the wall. AJ, contact there, sends him into the outside wall there, and unfortunately, it's going to end his night. Hate to see it for AJ, man. AJ's a very good driver. We run with him on Tuesdays, and he is a handful to get around sometimes.
Yeah, it looks like nearly the whole field's going to come down pit road here.
Yeah, I believe so. We still got Ed Morris on pit road. Actually, John Wimbish, Todd Sargent, Trent Potter, and Keith Dunn opted to stay out. And John Wimbish is going to take over the race lead. And Ed Morris drops back to 6th right now. He's on pit road. Let's see when he comes off of pit road. He's going to be in 6th. Tommy Haynes in 7th. Trey Hoogler comes off pit road in 8th. Nick Vroman there in the number 8 comes off 9th. And Darren Clement rounds out the top 10. As we're under our first caution of the night here at Chicagoland for race number 5. Things were just starting to heat up there, and contact there between the 42 and the outside wall causes trouble for a couple guys there. I believe AJ actually would have got through there. I'm not sure who got into him in 1 and 2, but somebody come up the track there and put a door into him, knocks him up inside the wall. So a couple cars already have damage, and a couple cars behind the wall already. AJ Rogers and Dustin Ping, I believe, out of this already.
Yeah, it's very interesting what happened to Eric there in the 42 car. It kind of went down into turn 1 and just went straight up the track, almost like he lost a tire. I was going to mention that earlier in the broadcast. This track has a lot of bumps, and if you hit those bumps just wrong, it shoots the car up the track. I don't know if that's what happened to him, but it's definitely what it looked like.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of tire trouble today at Phoenix, so, you know, we know exactly what you're talking about. All right, the lights are off on the pace car. So we'll be going green this time by. What's up, Ed? Jonathan and Daryl, thanks for stopping by. We're live on Facebook, Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. So, appreciate the support. Pace car getting ready to pull off of the track and leave it wide open for John Wimbish and Todd Sargent. They're going to hammer down into turn number 1. About 150 miles an hour here in these NASCAR Cup Series machines. Green flags out. Remember, the guys up front, they stayed out. They had about 5 laps on them tires. The first one to pit would be Ed Morris. Let's keep an eye on these guys. They are too wide back there. The 59 of Bruce Potter is on the high side there with the 7 of Ed Morris. David Roach, Trey Hoovler on the bottom as they come through the travel down into turn number 1. I love the sounds of these cars. These things have a lot of horsepower. And it's one of my favorite tracks here, Dustin.
Yeah, man, these things sound like rocket ships, and they look like it going around this track. It's not one of my favorite tracks, but I mean, it's not too bad of a place. John's looking to go back to back here, especially. It'd be awesome if he could pull that off for Veterans Day, since he's a veteran himself.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if we have any other veterans out there, but I know we got some veterans of racing out there. Look at this pack here in 10th, 11th, and 12th. Bruce Potter, Adam Jocelyn, Darren Clement, Troy Radford as well in the 94 down on the bottom. Looks like Troy's got a little bit of left rear damage on that Napa know-how, but he definitely knows how to get it done. Troy was exceptionally fast last week at Texas. Unfortunately, he got caught up in the track conditions, I guess you could say. The car got a little loose from him off of turn 2, slams the wall, takes him out of the race at Texas, and John Wimbish goes on to win that one. So Troy trying to redeem himself here tonight at Chicagoland.
Yeah, this track conditions here tonight are about a 180 from what we were dealing with last week. Looks like it's putting on a good show. These guys are still side by side deep here in the pack.
Yeah, looking good watching these guys. Most of them on the bottom there. We see a couple up on the high side there. The 59 of Bruce Potter, he's been using that high side and hasn't had a chance to get to the bottom yet. There, the 88 of Michael Thwaites down there, as well as the 83 of Jack Walls, Darren Clement, the K&N paint scheme there as well. Right in front of Troy, we got the 03 of Keith Dunn and the Adam Jocelyn.
Yeah, I've seen a few guys using that high line during practice. I guess they were just trying it out. We don't have but a 33-lap fuel run here. So I'm not sure if tires is going to come into play at all.
Looked like a little bit of contact between Troy Radford and Keith Dunn there. Not sure if they actually touched, but I see the 17 of Tommy Haynes there dropping back just a little bit. That allows Troy Radford to get alongside him as they come past the start-finish line. Down into turn number 1, Tommy Haynes going to hold on to that 9th spot. Troy Radford in 10th. Michael Thwaites in 11th and the 12th spots. Jack Walls right now, and John T. Wimbish still our race leader. He's out front by 4/10, almost a half a second over Todd Sargent. Trey Hoovler, he's in 3rd. And David Roach in 4th. Ed Morris up to 5th after going in and getting him 4 new Goodyears and a full tank.
Yeah, that's a guy we really hadn't talked a lot about this year. I believe he's a rookie out here, so he did get the pole here tonight. And, I think he's going to march his way back up to that top spot.
Well, he's working his way up now. He's already gained 3 spots. He's up to 5th. If he can get around David Roach in the 04, he might be able to pick off the 18 of Trey Hoovler. Trey actually, another car that stayed out. Trent Potter, John Wimbish, Todd Sargent are the guys up in the top 10 that have stayed out. Bruce Potter dropped back to 15th. John Wimbish doing a great job out front. He's holding that lead, but barely, because Todd Sargent's starting to cut into it. Let's go up front here to Todd Sargent. Todd under fire here from the 18 of Trey. Trey makes that pass on the backstretch. Todd don't fight him too hard. Trey trying to run down John Wimbish, and he is doing it there. 0.3 of a second behind our race leader right now, and closing pretty quick there, Dustin.
Yeah, man, he made that pass look pretty good and pretty easy. For a minute, I thought that was Chris Stump. I don't see him in the field tonight, but I don't want to take nothing away from Trey. He is running John down right now.
Yeah, I don't see Chris Stump either. Not sure. Hopefully everything's okay with Chris. And that's going to open the door up for some of these other guys to take this win away, because we know Chris is a contender everywhere we go. As we ride inside the car of the number 30 of Todd Sargent. We'll take a look at some of the information here. 156 down into 167, 74 coming off a 2. They're up to 190, 195, about 196 as they go off into 3. So they got some speed right now as the number 7 dives on the inside. Ed Morris working his way up. He's up to 4th.
Yeah, man, he's the guy to watch right now. He is making moves and making it look easy. Tell you, man, this is heating up for the top spot. This top 5 are really bunched together here, and all it's going to take is a small mistake by either one of them. John's getting all he wants up there from Trey right now.
Yeah, looks like we got a pass for the lead. Trey Hoovler, it went to the inside of the 56, took that lead away. John's starting to drop back just a little bit, but Ed Morris is coming with a vengeance here. If he can get around David Roach, he'll have his sights set on John Wimbish.
Just like that, we have another caution right now on the track.
Caution number 2, and I thought I heard something there. I believe it might be Eric Driggins. One more time here. Let's take a look. Let's go back on the replay, find out what happened. Oh, happened right in front of Bruce Potter. Oh no, the 66 loses it there, snaps on him. Maybe not.
I think he had a little help there from the 42. Oh, maybe, I'm not sure. I'm not gonna say what I seen there. Looks like a little retaliation, but maybe this guy's steering broke. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. But we are under our second caution of the night. That's going to allow John Wimbish to come down pit road there from second. So he had just relinquished that lead to Trey Hoovler before that caution come out. Let's watch these pit stops.
It's like the 18 and Trey won that battle off pit road.
It was a tight race between John Wimbish and Ed Morris there. Ed's going to take that number 2 spot. John's going to drop back 1. Trey Hoovler going to gain 3, or, well, from 3rd to 1st. So 2 spots.
Yeah, we'll get to see what the 7 car can do now. It's got fresh tires, full of fuel. We're starting the outside pole here on the restart, so maybe you can do something with that 18 car.
Well, let's see if we can get a word in with Ed Morris. Find him on the radio here. AMS. Ed Morris, it's Jay Weezy. You got a copy?
Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
Got a fast race car out there tonight. Opted to come in and take some tires on that last stop. You was working your way up there pretty quick. If the caution didn't come out, you think you could have got that?
Yeah, the car feels real good tonight. And I knew I was on a little bit fresher tires than those guys that were in front of me, and I was just being patient with it. It's a long race.
Yeah, ain't no doubt in my mind you got the car to beat out there tonight, so good luck on the track. And looks like you got Trey Hoovler to worry about right now.
It'll be a good race. I'm looking forward to it. Hope you guys enjoy the new paint scheme I put on for tonight.
Absolutely, man. Veterans Day paint scheme we're looking at right there.
Marine Corps 243rd birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday to the Marines, man. Yeah, good luck out there. Maybe you can park that in victory lane for us.
And we'll see. Give it everything we got.
Good luck, Ed.
Thanks.
Beautiful paint job, Dustin. And, you know, I come into this race saying, hey, man, happy Veterans Day to everybody. And thanks, you know, I'm very grateful for everything that, all the sacrifices that these guys make, you know.
Yeah, just can't thank them enough, man. We wouldn't have what we have today if it wasn't for the guys in the military and everything they do, man. They put it all on the line where we can sit back and do what we want to do. So, yeah, hats off to those guys, and God bless them.
Yeah, it's awesome, man, and I totally agree with you. And what a great day for racing, man. Veterans Day, we had a good race in Phoenix earlier. We got to watch that. I got to do a dirt race before this. Now we're here at Chicagoland, so, man, it's been an eventful day, and I've had a lot of fun. Full of racing here on this Veterans Day.
Yeah, no other way. I'd rather spend a Sunday, man. It's awesome.
Absolutely, man. All right, well, we're about to go back racing here. Pace car is on his way down the back stretch, and the lights are off. And Trey Hoovler, he's going to get the green light here to hammer down and set these babies free, these cup cars here for the 2018 Demon Simworks Cup Series for the United Southern Racing League. Race number 5 here at Chicagoland. John Wimby's trying to make it 2 in a row. Starting on that 2nd row inside. He's got the 30 of Todd Sargent on his outside. Right behind them in the 3rd row on the inside is going to be the 8 of Nick Vroman. Jack Walls alongside him. David Roach and Troy Radford. Green flags out here one more time. We're back racing here.
Yeah, man, 18 gets a big shot out in front of these guys.
Hey, that's the benefit of being the leader, you know. It's well deserved.
Yes, sir. Looks like John's shot out of a cannon right now, but he's flying, man.
John ain't taking no prisoners here. He is out as he makes his way around. Trey Hoovler takes over the lead here on lap number 28.
Yeah, man, he hit the NOS button. He took off. That was impressive.
Ed Morris, he is making his way around Trey as well. Trey fighting back on the high side, but off of 2. Ed Morris about a half a car length ahead of the 18 as he's going to dive off into 3. Take over that number 2 spot. Todd Sargent looking to take that next spot. The 8, he's moving. That's Nick Vroman. He's got a fast machine as well. He's all over the back of Todd Sargent right now. We got a battle between David Roach and the number 12 of Trent Potter. And right behind them is Troy Radford and Jack Walls. Wow. That's one good thing about a caution coming out is it stacks these babies up. And we get to watch them do this one more time here. This 12 machine of Trent Potter, he's fighting David Roach for that number 6 spot. The high side just ain't there right now. Looks like David's going to take that spot. Troy Rafford, he's going to follow him through here as they are all pretty much single file down the backstretch. David Roach got a run off 3. He looks to the inside of the 8 of Nick Vroman. Vroman using the high line. The high line ain't quite got that speed that the bottom has, as David Roach is going to clear him off of 2. John Wimbish, your leader. Ed Morrison, second. Todd Sargent, third. Trey Hoovler and 4. David Roach rounds out the top 5. And our leader, John Wimbish, out front by 2/10. And Ed Morris is closing, but they've opened up a space between them and Trey Hoovler, Todd Sargent.
Yeah, John's doing all he can to try to lead as most laps as he can and get this win. He assumed the points lead last weekend with his win. So he's trying to stretch it out since Chris isn't here. So he's got a 5-point gap coming in. He's going to grow that quite a bit.
Yeah, that's going to hurt Chris Stump in the points. I'm not sure if he's going to get a provisional or if they do drop weeks or anything. Maybe that's something we can find out later on. But I hope so. So I'd love to see Chris Stump be in contention for the championship here for this Demon Simworks Cup Series. You see a little bit of, looks like sand and dust and sand up on the top of the track there off of 4. And a little bit there by the start-finish line. It's kind of hard to see, but looks like it might be a little bit dirty up close to that wall there. So they better be careful there. John Wimbish out front by 2.5 still. Actually, Ed Morris just closed the gap very quickly between the center of 3 and 4 and the exit of 4. He knocked off 2/10 there, but John Wimbish gains a little bit of it back there on the straightaway. John fighting hard to stay out front.
Yeah, Ed Morris, he don't care what John's plans are. He's got his own plans here tonight. He's looking to get by John. It's like he might be sizing him up right now.
He is lurking in the draft of the 56 car right now.
These guys have pulled over a second lead on the second part of the pack here. So they're moving on along up there.
Looks like 2 Camaros out front. Actually, 3 Camaros in the top 3. Then we got a Toyota running 4th. 5th place goes to a ZL1 Camaro. And 6th place is going to be a Ford Fusion that Trent Potter's in. A lot of Chevy Camaro ZL1s out there. So ZL1's got a good shot at getting a win here at Chicagoland. I'd say the odds are in his favor.
Yeah, I think Chevrolet has the manufacturer's points wrapped up this year here. A lot of guys in love with that ZL1. It's the newest car for stock cars in iRacing, so there's a reason behind it. Can't wait for them to debut the Mustang, man. It's going to be pretty bad.
I cannot either, and I have a feeling that thing's going to be probably more popular than the ZL1. Problem is, the ZL1's a beautiful car, and a lot of people are going to be running that still. I think the Ford is probably the fastest, and you know, like you said, the Ford Fusion is shaped like a bullet. So, I mean, I'm not sure how this stuff works, but I love my Ford Fusion. I do run the ZL1 as well, but I like the Ford better. So when the Mustang comes out, I'm definitely going to jump on that. If it does, any word on that?
I'm not sure. It'll be next year for sure. Hopefully around the Daytona 500 if we're lucky. I know I sure love my Mustang in the Xfinity series. I've carried it to Victory Lane quite a bit, so very fast car. Indeed.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. Yeah, I like it too. I don't drive it quite as much. I have been driving it a lot more lately. But watching this battle, John Wimbish is losing a little track here to Ed Morris. Ed's starting to close in a little bit closer. He's got it within 2/10. He gains a little bit more ground there off of 2.
Yeah, and Todd's starting to catch them up front. He's pulling away from Trey. He's kind of broken away. He's kind of in the middle of these 2 packs. And so he's looking to come up here and challenge these guys for the lead.
Yeah, Todd Sargent had the fastest lap last lap, and it's going to be a 2 laps in a row. The 30 was the fastest car out there. So, yeah, I'm just looking at these lap times, and Todd Sargent's really putting it down right now in the 30. Currently in that 3rd position. He's still about 7/10, maybe 8/10 behind Ed Morris there. So we'll go back and look at this battle here between the 8 of Nick Vroman, Tommy Haynes, Jack Walls. They're all trying to run down this 12. It's in the front of this pack there. That's Trent Potter. Tommy Haynes looks to the inside of the 8 of Nick Vroman. As they dive down in the 3, door to door. Tommy up just a little bit. They don't touch as they exit 4. The 17 with a car length there. And he's going to take over that spot from Nick. 83 of Jack Walls takes it from the inside as well as they go door to door through 1 and 2. Jack Walls gonna have him clear here. Not quite. Yeah, he's clear. He barely cleared him, but he did it. Twelves and 6th. You got 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th right here. And Nick Vroman in that 9th spot. Right behind them, you got Keith Dunn in the 03. Troy Radford in the 94, and Darren Clement there's in that 32. Beautiful paint job of that thing. I love his cars. Pretty good painter, I would say.
Yeah, that thing looks fast. I'm a sucker for the K&N schemes too, man. That's a pretty sweet ride.
Yeah, it's the stripes, I think, that does it. I like those stripes down the center there like that.
I'm really surprised to see Tommy back here in 7th place. He's not really making up much ground on this front, guys. But he's picking his way through. He's just taking his time. I don't know if that's part of his strategy right now. He did start 4th, and he was pretty fast in practice.
Yeah, you know, I was thinking about Tommy. Right now he's in 7th. Hey, Ron, thanks for stopping by, man. Watching this USRL 2018 Demon Simworks Cup Series here live from Chicagoland Motor Speedway or Speedway, whatever you want to call it. Either way, it's a fast racetrack and one of my favorites. Right now, John Wimbish is the race leader. He's being haunted by this number 7 of Ed Morris right now. Todd Sargent in 3rd, Trey Hoovler in 4th. 5th is going to be David Roach, and they've been out there for about 23 laps so far.
So yeah, we'll see these guys come down in about 10 laps probably. I think it's about a 33 lap window. So yeah, that's going to make it interesting also. If we can keep it green here.
We might be seeing green flag pit stops, Dustin says, here in about 10 laps. And, you know, I was listening to the radio chatter before the race started, and I heard it's not the easiest pit road to be coming down. So might cause these guys a bit of an issue getting on and off of pit roads. So that's going to be interesting watching them come in to make green flag pit stops and see who can do it the best.
Yeah, so quite a bit of a sharp left-hand turn to get on the pit road, so it is very tricky to get off that transition off the track and onto that flat part of the apron.
Yeah, you carry a lot of speed there, as you see, through 3 and 4. It comes off of 3 and 4 about 170, 175 miles an hour. So, you know, you dive down into 3, I believe, what was it, 190 something? So it's gonna be tricky.
That turn off of the racing groove's almost a 90-degree angle, so that's pretty sharp there. This guy's gonna have to whoa it up real quick.
I really like that paint job that Ed Morris has tonight, and I admire his thought process on building it and how he painted it, and the fact that he's running it tonight, man. And my hat goes off to him. It's really awesome. I know he put in a lot of time to, you know, make these paint jobs. They are not easy. You have to spend some time, learn how to do it, and all that good stuff. So thanks to him, and thanks to all our veterans for what they do.
And he has right on his TV panel on the back bumper, it says Marine Veteran, so he may also be a veteran of ours here. So he is thanking for his service.
Yeah, it's quite possible here. If that's the case, we got veterans running 1 and 2.
Showing him how it's done right now.
Hey, either way, we got a veteran leading this thing because John Wimbish is still out front. Ed Morris only led 4 laps after starting on the pole in first position. John Wimbish, he's led 41, being out front most of this race. And starting to pull away a little bit from Ed Morris. I see Ed starting to fall back just a little bit. Todd Sargent starting to move in on him.
I think Ed might have drove his tires off just a little bit trying to keep up with John.
That is definitely possible. Todd Sargent looks to the inside of Ed Morris. Ed gives him plenty of room down there on the bottom, but the high side pays off for him, and he's going to hold on to that 2 spot here. Todd Sargent's going to fight back, but they better watch out because Trey Hoovler in the 18's coming.
Yeah, and John's just being really smooth right now. He's running a lot lower than a lot of these guys are through 1 and 2. He's almost got his left side tires right on that white line.
Ed Morris served 4 years in the Marines, man. That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
You know,
awesome job.
Yeah, as I was growing up, you know, I had a Marine that lived down the street, and he was one tough SOB, man. And he had always made me want to become a Marine, or if I was to go into the service, because I've always had a little interest to go into the services. We got the 95 flying around the outside. He is a lap down. He's got better tires, but yeah, I always wanted to be in the military as a kid growing up. Never actually got to get into it, but if I was to get into it, the Marines, that's where I would go. Todd Sargent on pit road right now. The 30 looks like he's going to be the first one to hit pit road. John Wimbish still out front. Ed in second. Trey Hoovler in third. Trent Potter and Tommy Haynes rounds out the top 5, and we only have that 1 car, or actually 2 cars on pit road. The 88 of Michael Thwaites is going to come down pit road as well. Let's keep an eye on our race leader here, John Wimbish. He's going to stay out for the time being. The only car behind him would be the 95 machine of Ray Radford. And Ray, he's on some brand new tires. Only been out there for about 4 laps. So he flies around the 56 of John Wimbish. I wonder how long John's going to stay out before he decides to come on in.
I think John might be coming this time. Yeah, it looks like he is.
He's on the access road here, down on the apron.
John, very conservative getting on pit road.
Absolutely, I seen that.
Behind him getting loose, going through the grass. The guy's spinning in the grass. I don't believe it'd be a caution.
Who?
Looks like Keith Dunn was he wasn't as conservative as John. He kind of clipped that yellow line getting off late off the track, and he just lost it right before he got to pit road cone there. So he's actually driving through the grass on the front straightaway right now.
Well, let's watch Keith Dunn come on the pit rows. He comes in, looks like a little bit hot there, 70, 85, and then boom, it just goes around in the grass. It's like he might have a little bit of damage on that as well. So he's gonna have to go back around the track before he can get another attempt at getting on and off pit road. He's gonna lose a lot of time, Dustin, to that. As our leader now is the 18 of Trey Hoovler. Trey hasn't been on pit road yet. Him, Tommy Haynes, just now entering pit road out of the second position. David Roach, he comes in with him in the 09. Troy Rafford as well. All these guys on the pit row, and Bruce Potter, the last one of that group. They all coming down pit row here, and you see Keith Dunn pull on into his box. Trey Hoovler, our leader, he comes out of that P1 spot down to pit road, and perfect entry in. So Trey Hoovler comes down, hits all his marks. And that's going to turn over the race lead, I believe, to John Wimbish. We'll have to wait and see, because Todd Sargent might be.
I think Todd Sargent.
Yeah, Todd Sargent
here on this exchange of pit stops, so he's.
Great job by him getting on and off pit road. Todd Sargent beats John Wimbish by 1.2 seconds getting on and off of pit road there. So, and that's what it is. 1.2 seconds out in front of him. So great job by the 30 coming in on his first green flag pit stop. He's going to give John a run for his money, and John Wimbish has his work cut out for him if he wants to catch up to Todd Sargent. Todd's running that high line, Dustin.
Yeah, complete opposite of what John's running at the moment. Whatever works for these guys. I guess Todd might have just got on pit road just a little bit better than John. Like I said, John was being a little bit conservative. I think he did end up pitting a lap or two before John, so that kind of forces John's hand, and he did have fresher tires on the pit out, so that also helps.
Yeah, he come in 2 laps before John Wimbish, and John's already cutting into that lead. He's got it down to 0.6 from 1.2, about a second. So he's already cut about a half second off of that lead. And it's down to 4-3. He's getting close.
Yeah, John's eating him up right now. I'm not sure. Looks like he just backed it way down. He might have, got tight and almost got in the wall. Like you said, he was running that high line. Don't leave much room for error, especially if you hit those bumps we were talking about earlier.
Oh, man. I see him in that pic. That's cool. What's he doing? Eating in his uniform there? Ed. They have some amazing looking uniforms. Those Marines, man, they look like $1 million when they are dressed up. Ed Morris, huh? Is he a junior? Let's go back here and look at Ed Morris right now. John Wimbish, our new leader, he got around Todd Sargent, and he's opened up a can of you-know-what. He's opened up a lead to about a half second. Ed Morris right here, he's in third. And he says, Semper Fi. Yeah, I'd love to see a veteran win this race, so I'm all for that. Ed Morris, John, anybody want to win this one? I'm cool with that. But, hey, whoever wins, I know they got their work cut out for them, because they're beating 2 of the best, the world's finest, I would say, America's finest, a veteran. What a way to end the day on Veterans Day. You know, as a veteran, other than, you know, winning a race is one of the best ways to end your day. We're about 10 laps into this run for Ed Morris and John Wimbish. John, he's out front by a second over Todd Sargent. Ed Morris about 7/10 of a second behind Todd Sargent. Trey Hoovler in third. Actually, the top three separated themselves quite a bit from the rest of the pack. So they're about 5 seconds ahead of Trey Hoovler, Trent Potter, Darren Clement, Tommy Haynes, Jack Walls, Nick Vroman, and David Roach rounds out the top 10, and we'll take a look at your top 10. On board here with Ed Morris for a lap around Chicagoland, Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Very, very smooth on that throttle. Very smooth on the wheel as well. Down into turn one here, 170 miles an hour. Gets down to 155, back on the gas. 175, 180. Off of turn number two. Almost hit that 200 mark there.
Yeah, man, they're pushing it at, you know, 200 mile per hour in these turns. A very fast track. Like I said before, it's got a lot of grip out here tonight. It looks like John's found that racing groove. He's definitely taking these guys to school here, putting on a driving clinic right now.
Yeah, he's opened up a 1.4 second lead over second. Todd Sargent in the 30. Todd holding his own there in second. Ed Morris trying to run him down there. So we've been watching Ed here for about 8 laps or so. Come back over to John as he crosses the start finish line. Lap 73 now.
A little less than 50 laps to go here. John is trying to pull this win out, man. It's going to be big if he can make it 2 in a row here. Like we said last week, was his first win, so if he can pull it out 2 in a row, man, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, looking at fast lap times here, John Wimbish has the fastest lap time with a 29.467, so seems to be the fastest car on the track at one point or another. Last lap, a 31.044, so you see how much the fall off is. About a second and a half fall off, and he's only 16 laps into the run. Last lap, Ed Morris and Todd Sargent about the same. I think Todd Sargent 2/10, almost 2/10 slower than Ed Morris. So Ed Morris going to close in on Todd for that number 2 spot here, maybe before this run's over. Should be about 15 more laps or so. The 12 of Trent Potter, very nice paint job on that. Tommy Haynes makes a move to the inside here. This is for 5th. And it looks like he's got it there. The 12 of Trent Potter not going to fight him too hard there. Tommy Haynes running the high line there up through 1 and 2, right up next to that wall. Gets a good run down the straightaways up to 196, I seen. Before he dove off into 3 there. The 12 of Trent Potter hot on his trail. Right behind Trent Potter is Jack Walls in the 83. Jack hasn't led any laps here tonight, but he's been running strong here right now. He's in 7th. 2:02 going into 1.
Yeah, Trent's right up against that wall on entry of turn 1 there and riding around to the center, man. That's very risky, but he's making it happen right now.
Yeah, that Ford Fusion, shaped like a bullet. Silver bullet at that. He's got a fast race car there holding off 6th.
Yeah, I think he might be the only Ford in the field tonight. I'm not really sure, but first one I've seen here.
That is correct. We have 2 Toyotas. Bruce Potter and Trey Hugler in Toyotas. Then we have 1 Ford, which is the 12 here of Trent Potter. Everybody else, ZL1 Camaros. See, Ed Morris closing in on Todd Sargent. He's got it. Oh, we just lost Todd for a second. He's back. Two tenths behind Todd right here. We're going to watch this battle here for just a second. Lap number 80 of 120. 40 laps to go for the 2018 Demon Simworks Cup Series. The United Southern Racing League here live at Chicagoland. And once again, thanks to everybody for watching here. Appreciate all the support. We're live on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch TV. So appreciate it. Thank you very much. And shout out to all the veterans.
The way it's shaping up right now, I think these guys are only going to have to make one more pit stop, and they should be good to the end here, which will be coming up in the next 10 laps here. Yeah, I'm looking here at the points, Jerry. I'm just going to give you a rundown here of the top 5, if that's all right.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm interested in.
All right, we got, after last week's race, we got John Wimbish up in first place in points. 5-point lead over Chris Stump. Chris Stump, it looks like he didn't make it here tonight, so he's going to lose a few spots here. Tommy Haynes in third, minus 13 coming in. Followed by Keith Dunn is a minus 19, and followed by Troy Radford in fifth, minus 22.
So about 22 points separating the top 5, and yeah, Chris Stump going to drop down pretty low. It's going to allow Tommy Haynes, Troy Radford, Keith Dunn, all those guys to move up at least one spot, if not more, depending on how they finish here tonight. And John Wimbish keeps on doing what he's doing. He's out by 2.2 seconds in front of Ed Morris. Ed's in second right now. Then that's going to give John 2 wins in a row. And not only that, the points lead, which I think it's going to be by more than 5 by the time they leave. It'd be about maybe 10, maybe more.
Yeah, he's like I said, he was 13 over Tommy, so he's going to have quite a big big points lead over Chris Stump at least, and probably 10, like you said, over Tommy there.
Yeah, Ed Morris hitting pit road here. We're going to watch him come down here and get him 4 tires and some fuel. Let's take a look and see how long he was out this time. 26 laps, 28 laps, somewhere around in there. So short pit maybe?
Yeah, that's actually going to put him in a bad spot to try to make it to the end. He's going to have to stretch it out a little bit here. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make it to the end by pitting that early.
You think he can make it 33 laps?
33. He's going to be right all over top of that. So
it's going to be close here for Ed Morris. Then it's a gutsy call, but if it works, it could get him the win. It could be the race-winning call, and he might just be throwing the kitchen sink at it right now, you know. And he maybe he done the math and he said, "Hey, let's go for it. Let's take a swing."
Yeah, we haven't seen him in front of John yet, so except for that beginning of the race, and so maybe that's what he's trying to do, just get ahead of John on the track here under strategy, and he might can hold him off.
Yeah, once you get out front of them, then they got to get around you. Not the easiest thing to do, but you know, depending on how much faster they are, sometimes it is pretty easy to get around somebody if you got a lot better tires. So John he's coming down. He's on pit road now, Dustin.
Yeah, he's coming in. He's got a couple guys coming with him right here. It's like Tommy, his teammate, and that's Troy. No, that's Jack Walls also.
John Wimbish, Troy Rafford, Jack Walls, and Ed Morris made their pit stops. It's going to leave Trey Hoovler. It's going to turn him over as the race leader. Trent Potter, Nick Vroman in third. David Roach. Actually, the 8 of Nick Vroman decided he's going to come in now. Good call on his part as he makes his way slowly down pit road at 50 miles an hour, I would say. Trey Hoovler on pit road out of the lead. Oh, Trey Hoovler's got a lot of damage on that car, so that's gonna hurt. I think that came early in the race. Keith Dunn coming off a pit road there. And the 03 Trent Potter, our race leader right now. Let's take a look at Trent. Trent Potter's in the 12 here, making his way on the pit road as he slows down onto the apron.
Ed Morris did what he was planning on doing. He is right in front of John. John's all over his back bumper right now. I think that's going to be our lead when everything cycles through.
Yeah, it's going to be close watching these guys here. They are all over each other. And that's going to be a battle here on Veterans Day. Two veterans going at it head-to-head for the win at Chicagoland here. And Ed Morris pushing that thing to the limits down into one. John Wimbish keeps it on the bottom. Ed moves up just a little bit. He actually slides up just a little bit. John Wimbish uses that, takes to the inside. Diving down into 3, runs right around the bottom. And he's going to get around Ed Morris here. David Roach is our race leader right now. Him and Bruce Potter are the only two that haven't been down pit road yet, besides Jerry Glenn. Jerry Glenn's only been out there for 18 laps. Ray Rafford, he's been out there for 15 laps. And David Roach, he's on pit road now. Bruce Potter going to come in, I'd say next time by, maybe. He's been out there for 34 laps.
Yeah, John's car, man, is just hooked up tonight. Looked like if he got behind Edward there, Edward's just getting a little tight at the seams. John, man, he's really putting it down. I can't believe how fast he is right now over the competition.
Yeah, he's found something. You know, he was searching earlier in practice. Wasn't quite happy with what he's found so far, but he's done something, and he searched around and he found it. Right now it's working for him. And he just now gets the lead back from Bruce Potter. Bruce Potter, he had led a lap or two. Now he's down on pit row. Actually, let's see. how many laps he did. He led 1 lap, so he went out there and got those bonus points here. Then our closest battle on the track right now is Troy Radford. He's fighting with Nick Vroman here as they dive down in through 3 and 4. Coming up on the 32 of Darren Clement.
Yeah, we got 25 laps remaining here in this race, man. It's winding down quick.
Yeah, great race so far. Let's take a look at our race summary. We've had we've had 2 cautions here for 6 laps so far. And guess how many lead changes we've had, Dustin?
I'm gonna say 1 or 2.
11.
Really?
Imagine that, huh? It's a little surprising. That's why I asked you, you know, to take a guess at it, because when I seen that we've had 11 lead changes, I was surprised.
I think they're counting John passing himself a few times here, maybe.
Yeah, this race is coming to an end here pretty quick. It's been a smooth race here at Chicagoland. We had those 2 cautions. We've had a few green flag pit stops just now. Getting back from a green flag pit stop, so still early in the run. These guys still got a lot of rubber underneath them, but that's going to start coming off here. And actually, no more pit stops, so they're going to run this one out to the end. 22 laps to go for the 2018 Demon Scentworks Cup Series, the United Southern Racing League here at Chicagoland, race number 5.
Yeah, by the time these guys get done with this race, I don't know if they'll have enough gas to make it around for the cool down lap or even celebrations. It's going to be close. These guys kind of pitted a little bit earlier than I thought they would, so should be very interesting there. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, we got Jack Walls and Tommy Haynes here. We're watching Tommy come out turn 2. Trying to stay ahead of Jack, and look, Tommy up to 3rd, man. Silent but deadly.
Yeah, we were talking about him earlier, back when he was running in 7th, back there battling for 10th place. He was kind of taking his time, was my, my guess there, and I guess that's what he was doing, because he has made his way up here on these long green flag runs.
Yeah, and as this race has been going, it's kind of separated. You know, John Wimbish, your race leader, he's out front by 3 seconds. And then we got Tommy Haynes right behind Ed Morris. Ed right behind John, which he's been there about half of this race. Ed's been running strong behind John Wimbish. Tommy is about 9 seconds behind Ed Morris, so the top 2, man, really throwing it down.
Yeah, they're definitely the class of the field right now, and all night really hadn't really gave up much to these guys. They've just been kind of racing each other. These guys are just trying to play catch up.
Jack Wall's trying to play catch up with Tommy Haynes right now. He's got Tommy in his sights, trying to run him down here, and it's one of our closest battles on the track, about 6/10 apart. Everybody else a little bit further apart. And Jack Wall's having a great race here tonight at Chicagoland. The 83 machine, the Pennzoil car, Chevy Camaro ZL1. Jack Wall's making a good statement here at Chicagoland. He knocked off 2/10 here in the last couple laps. Last lap. Last time by, Tommy Haynes ran a 30.793. Jack ran a 30.808. So you're talking about 0.15 of a second difference between these two guys' lap times. And then you look at the next lap. Tommy runs a 30.968. Jack runs a 30.958. So, you know, you're talking 0.10 of a second
Yeah, this is a battle we might see heat up before this race ends here. And we got, yeah, Nick's behind those guys, but quite a bit of time there between the two. So, yeah, Tommy's still got to worry about Jack here.
Ray Radford in a 95 making his way around Jack Walls. The 95 on fresh tires. I think Ray Radford is. He's been out there for 5 laps, and we've seen this before. Oh no, the caution's out. Wow, David Roach maybe?
Man, that changes everything. John definitely did not want to see that with almost a 4.5 second lead. Wow.
Yeah, David Roach tried to keep it from coming out there. It looks like. Let's take a look on the replay, see if we can find out what happened. I believe he was coming down pit road or something. Let's see. Let's watch the replay. Oh, he pulls down off of the track. Yeah, and that's going to bring out the caution. So, yeah, he pulls down off of the track, off of turn number 2, and stops there, and that's going to bring out the caution, man. And, you know, I always wonder why people, you know, when an emergency happens or something and they pull off, how come they don't just pull down pit row and stop? I don't understand, but, hey, we're under caution here for the 3rd time. Kind of a not nobody got tore up or nothing like that, but don't know what to call it. It's this type of caution, but hey, it's going to leave us into a shootout here. It's going to be about 10 laps to go when they go back green as the leaders on their way down pit row here. Live, John Wimbish going to get 4 new tires. Ed Morris there right behind him. Tommy Haynes in 3rd. Nick Vroman, Trent Potter in your top 5.
So yeah, it's going to be about like a 9 or 10 lap shootout here. See if anybody takes 2 here. I don't know if that's even possible, but
yeah, it's definitely possible. It's probably not the right call, you know, and that's a good way to lose a race. You know, it's a gamble, but I definitely wouldn't try to take 2. Some people would, you know, I'm different, I guess, but I think with 10 laps to go, taking 2 tires is a bad call. Maybe with 1 lap to go, but you know, this is going to open up the door for Ed Morris. This might be what Ed Morris wanted to see. Now it's going to give him a shot at this win, which he wouldn't have had a shot at the win if it would have kept going like it was going, unless John Wimbish made a mistake. But now this is going to be a shootout. It's going to be about a 10-lap shootout, and it's going to give all these guys another shot at it. And we'll see if John Wimbish can hold on to the race lead and bring home the win, or can Ed Morris get around him? Tommy Haynes will be starting 2nd row inside. Maybe he can put the move on the 56, get around him, and take over the win and steal it from Ed and John. But hey, Jack Wall's going to be starting on the 2nd row outside. He's going to have a shot at it as well. So the 83 of Jack Wall's. He's had a great run here tonight at Chicagoland. Nick Vroman, he's in 5th. He's going to be starting on the 3rd row inside. Trent Potter alongside him in the 12. He's going to be on his outside there. 4th row is going to be the 94 of Troy Radford and Darren Clement alongside him. We got Dale Albright, Trey Hoovler in that 5th row. Bruce Potter and Keith Dunn's going to be starting in the 6th row. 7th row is going to be Michael Thwaites and Jerry Glenn. 8th row's Todd Sargent and Ray Radford. So it's going to be a good one here. I'm ready for this one. This is it's going to make this an exciting ending, Dustin.
Yeah, this is definitely what the fans wanted to see, not so much what John wanted to see, but maybe this is just what Edward wanted to see, because I think this might put him back on the radar here. He's going to give it all he can here. I'm not quite sure he's got anything for John, but he's definitely fast in the short run. And this is definitely going to be a short run.
Yeah, you know, and he started on the pole, so we know he's got the car tonight to do it. I know John Wimbish stepped it up just a little bit. And looking at the fast times, you know, Ed Morris was faster than John by 5 thousandths of a second. So these cars are very identical, which is going to make it a very interesting finish here tonight. The pace car is going to pull off after this time around, and we're going to find out who's going to walk away with the checker flag here for race number 5 for the United Southern Racing League. John Wimbish is going to be the one to hammer down and send them flying down into turn number 1. And that's going to be what he needs, man. He's going to be able to get that initial start, get that jump on these guys, see if he can pull off a victory here, make it 2 in a row.
Yeah, all the cars definitely are in John's favor right now. He's got to get this restart down and get out of Dodge, man.
Two veterans on the front row on Veterans Day here in the pace car. Pulling off here, leaves the track wide open, and John Wimbish hammers down, and his teammate Tommy right behind him.
Edward didn't get the start he wanted, but Tommy sure did. He's right all over the back door of John Wimbish here coming out of 2.
Hey, Demon Racing running 1-2 right now. Jack Walls alongside Ed Morris trying to take away that 3rd spot. They dive down into 3. Jack Walls on the bottom. Ed drops back to 4th. 10 to go. It's going to be 9 when they cross the line. This time by John Wimbish still in the lead with his teammate Tommy Haynes, and the cautions back out for the 4th time tonight, and that's gonna slow them down. But guess what, Dustin? We're going back green one more time.
Yeah, we were sitting here thinking we had a shootout just a few minutes ago, man. This is really gonna be a shootout now.
Well, maybe Ed can get a better restart this time, because that time it wasn't quite what he was looking for, and he lost a couple spots there. So he's gonna be starting 4th this time. Let's go take a look at the replay and find out what brought out this caution and slowed these guys down. I'm not sure what it was. Hang tight. I'm looking at Bruce Potter right now. You have any idea?
Yeah, I'm going back now. Not sure.
Oh yeah, I see smoke. Yeah, the 32 of Darren Clement cocked it sideways, but he hung on to it, so it's kind of a phantom caution. We'll take a look. Looks like the 88 and the 32 get together. That's Michael Thwaites and Darren Clement. Darren did a fine job saving that car, because he was cocked sideways back and forth across the track, but never went around. Flat spotted them tires, though. He had it locked down.
Yeah, man, he didn't think that thing was ever going to stop. He slid forever.
Yeah, he saved it, though. Great save, man. Still, he's probably going to get the Good Hands Award. And looking at his pit crew, man, looks like they're in the Air Force or something. But either way, the top 7 or the top 6 stayed out, and 7th on back came down pit road. So we're gonna have the first 3 rows that did not pit.
Yeah, this puts Jack Walls in 83 in a very good spot here on the restart. It's going to put him right behind the leader, so he's going to be able to see when John takes off. It's going to put Tommy at a disadvantage. So that's the only downside about starting on the outside row in 2nd spot. You just can't tell when the leader goes. So,
well, the thing about it is these guys are teammates over at Demon Racing, and they can hear each other's radio. And I think Tommy can hear John Spotter tell him when to go. So,
yeah, and that's the thing that hurt Edward on that last start. You know, he started outside front row, and you could tell he just got a little bit jumped by John there, and that's all it took to let Tommy get in there beside him.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that beautiful Demon Racing chassis, number 56. He's been leading a lot tonight, and you know, it's all to his advantage here, being on the front row there, being able to send them down into one and initiate this start. So we'll see if he can nail it one more time, and John and Tommy can time it right. Yeah, these two guys starting on the front row, they race with each other a lot, so they pretty much know when each other are going to go, what each other are going to do. So we'll see how it works out. Tommy Haynes might be able to steal this win away, but watch out, because that 83 of Jack Walls has been strong all night. He's going to be starting right behind John. He might be able to block 17 of Tommy out and take over that second spot and run down John, but John is extremely fast. It's going to be hard.
Yeah, I think if I was John, I'd try everything I could not to let him hear what I was going to do. So, teammate or not, I don't think I'd let you hear it, Jerry.
Absolutely. I totally agree. I tell him, go on green.
There you go.
It don't mean I'm going to go on green, but...
I think John's in good shape here. Like he said, he used to control car. It means that's a big advantage here. So he shouldn't have any problems here at the end. Looks like the lights are off on the pace car, so we're going to have a 3-lap shootout here.
It's going to be 4 to go.
4 to go.
Yeah, and it... John and Tommy on the front row. Second rows, Jack Walls and Ed Morris. Third rows, Nick Vroman and Troy Rafford. Fourth rows, Trent Potter and Bruce Potter. Fifth rows, Dale Albright and Keith Dunn. Sixth rows, Darren Clement and Trey Hoovler, I believe.
Yeah, 4 laps is just enough to get you in trouble. Remember, these guys, if the caution comes out again, it's over with here. So no green, white checker rules here in iRacing.
Troy Rafford hanging tough out there in third row on the outside right now. He's had a pretty good run here tonight. All right, the pace car about to make that turn down the pit road. And John Wimby's going to try to outsmart his teammate one more time here. And he gets a good jump there. The 83 of Jack Wall spins his tires. The 8 of Nick Vroman going to go to the inside there. Jack Wall side by side with the 12. They are door to door entering one. We got Troy Rafford and the 8 of Nick Vroman there. Nick gets a good run off of 2. Gets out in front of Troy.
Tommy got a good jump on that start. He might have heard what he was saying there. I don't know. He's coming up on the back here. Really making it interesting. Here comes the 7 car out of nowhere.
3 to go there. Troy Rafford contact with the 12. Believe he hung on to it. Let's keep an eye on that. And he did.
7 of Edward Morris is coming right here and trying to pass Tommy for second. John's looking through his rear view saying, boys, race it up.
He's saying, Tommy, hold him up. Here comes Ed Morris off of turn number 4, front of Tommy Haynes. Nothing but a windshield full of John Wimbish. John Wimbish out front by 4/10. It's going to be hard to make up that time, but if anybody can do it, it's the Marine in that number 7 car, Ed Morris. He's got a fast car. He started on pole, and he was fast in practice as well. He's knocked it down just a little bit there. He knocked off 2 of those 10s. The white flag comes out here as John crosses the start-finish line. We had contact between the 12 of Trent Potter and another car. Couldn't quite see who it was, as the 7 of Ed Morris has got the pedal to the metal here down the backstretch. This is going to be his last chance to take over that lead from John Wimbish. John off of turn 4, he can see the checkered flag waving, and Ed Morris couldn't quite pull it off here, so John Wimbish is going to get the win for race number 5 here for the United Southern Racing League. The 2018 Demon Sim Works Cup Series here at Chicagoland. Winner is John T. Wimbish, the veteran, the Army veteran, He did it tonight. He's gonna park it in victory lane.
Got a veteran right behind him, man. He really came on strong at the end. That was awesome.
John T. Wimbish about to burn them down here and celebrate that victory tonight on Veterans Day. And you know what? I just want to say thank you to all the veterans out there for all the sacrifices that you made. Thank you to John Wimbish. Thank you to Ed Morris. You guys are awesome. We got teammates on the start-finish line celebrating a 1-3 finish. They are both going to finish on the podium tonight. And the 18 of Trey Hoovler wasn't going to let John finish without a fender wrinkled. All right, let's get ready for our post-race interviews. See if we can get a word in with the 17 of Tommy Haynes. Dustin?
Hey there, Tommy. This is Dustin right here in the SRTV booth, man. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got a copy.
Man, so you kind of started out a little slow there. Kind of got looks like you were trying to avoid some stuff there in the first 2 cautions y'all had the first 20 laps. And you were kind of in the back there for most of the race until about 40 to go. You started working your way up towards the front, man. And how'd the car feel?
I'm still wiping the crap out of my britches where I about lost it on the front stretch right here when I got down on the apron. That's what kind of got me back in the back there. But the car felt good. Like I said, I had a pretty good car in the long run. Like I said, we had this little short run right here, and I was going to try to race John for the win. I let the 7 get underneath me.
Yeah, man, we seen you got an awesome restart there on that last restart, and thought you were going to get John there. You got right up on his back bumper, and it looks like Edward just slipped under you. Y'all had some good battling there at the end, man.
Yeah, I kind of missed my corner entry going in 2 with 2 to go, and kind of washed up a little bit and gave him the room to get underneath me. But like I said, coming in third, I take third.
Yeah, you definitely you gained some points tonight. Looks like Chris Stump didn't show up, and you didn't let John get too big of a run on you there when it comes to the points. So good job, man. Anybody out there you want to thank?
I like to thank John for winning the race. Works. And another good race for everybody out here. Good job, everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Good run, Tommy.
Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate it, buddy.
And he said he'd like to thank Demonson Works and his teammate John Wimbish, by the way. All right, we're going to move on to Ed Morris. Super fast car. The number 10 of Ed Morris. I thought he had the car to beat. I don't know about you, Dustin. But on that last restart, man, he really got to the back bumper of John. He closed in within 2 seconds, but couldn't quite pull it off. Let's see if we can find Ed Morris on the radio. Ed Morris, it's Jay Weezer, you got me?
Yeah, I got a copy.
You got a good restart there, man. Definitely had the car to beat. Super fast race car. Couldn't quite close it. That 0.4 of a second lead. You got it down to about 2.5 though on that last lap. Just couldn't get to his bumper there off 4.
Yeah, I was pushing it to the point to where I couldn't get much more out of it. Maybe a couple more laps. I'm about to be able to see if I could get it around him. But yeah, John was fast tonight.
Well, Ed was fast tonight. A fast, happy Marine here on Veterans Day, man, finishing on the podium. Just 1 spot short from bringing home the win, but your Army brother took it home, man. So good job for the veterans, man. 1-2 tonight.
I appreciate it.
Anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank the team, Apocalyptic Motorsports. You know, we do a lot of hard work, and we come out here and practice every week, and glad to put this Camaro up in the 2nd place spot. I was hoping for the win, but take what we can get. And shout out to my family, my wife, and everybody that's watching and support.
Yeah, man. Thanks for them watching. And, you know, I've been kind of carrying on a conversation. I believe it's your dad out there. So I enjoy the company that he provides and the chatter that we do back and forth, man. And, hey, man, thank you for your service. And congratulations out there tonight on a great run.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, everybody, all the fans, everybody watching. Hope you had a good enjoyed the show.
Oh, we did. I thought you was gonna be able to pull it off, man. But hey, there's always next week, and I'm becoming an Ed Morris fan after that one.
I appreciate it.
All right, that was Ed Morris. Yep, it's time to move on here to our winner. The number 56 car of John T. Wimbish. Let's see if we can find him on the radio. John, it's Jay Weesey.
Yo.
Well, hey man, you did it. A veteran won Veterans Day race here, the Chicagoland Speedway. How about that?
That was a heck of a race, man. I really like this track, so it fit me real well, and didn't expect to do quite as well as I did, but pretty happy about it.
Well, you started out, you know, a little on the low end side. You said you really wasn't feeling it, but you was able to pull off the win. Did you find something out there that you was looking for?
Yeah, pretty much. I know how to get around this track after watching some good guys get around here, and raced against Keegan Leahy. He's a peak antifreeze driver, and on the official side a couple times, and I was watching how he got around this track and kind of took a couple snippets of it, recording it, and went back and watched it and learned a lot from watching him get around here. And it's really helped me out. We ran here the other night at Extreme, and for that league race, and you know, I did real good, run up front, finished second, and pretty much just run it the same way here. The only difference is you got to be able to get that power down, and every once in a while I'd overdrive it and, you know, maybe burn my tires up, so I kind of learned to take care of that.
Yeah, I believe I remember that race. You finished second again, by the way. Come up one short one more time, man. But the Demon Racing Chassis number 56 ZL1 Camaro pulled it off here at Chicagoland. And that's 2 in a row, John. You're on a roll.
Yeah, just got to keep it up. I know we'll have some other winners up here. You know, we always do. I'm just kind of hit a couple tracks I like here, and this is one of my favorites. So I expect it to do good and, you know, practice a lot. So that helps too.
Yeah, man. Great show. Great run by you. Great run by your team. Hey, man. And like I said, a veteran won this Veterans Day race here tonight. So I'm very glad that happened. And last but not least, man, thank you for your service. Anybody you want to thank?
Oh, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I just want to thank all these guys that come out and race with us. A little bit of a rough night, I think, for a lot of guys, but you know, they'll all rebound and have some good races here. And I thank all veterans, everybody that served and you know, currently serving, and families that, you know, veterans, you know, didn't come home. Everything that they do and sacrifices they all made. So it's just I'm really happy to win. I know I don't sound ecstatic, but I'm still not feeling too well. But thank Tommy Haynes, my teammate, got out here and share a lot of information. That's real helpful. But just had a good time, man. I got Demon Racing Chassis back in Victory Lane. Got Esophageal Cancer Association, or Esophageal Cancer Awareness Association, on the car in remembrance of my dad. Passed away back in January. This time last year, I was in the hospital with him, so I wasn't racing for several months. So I've been working real hard to try to get to Victory Lane. Yeah, thank y'all for being here and putting the races on for us.
My heart's still heavy for you there, and you know, it's still tough. But the ECAA machine, man, you did it twice in a row. You're on a roll, man. So good luck next week, and congratulations tonight.
I appreciate it, bud.
John T. Wimbish, he makes it 2 in a row after winning at Texas. Comes to Chicagoland, and he led a lot of laps, 98 laps out of 120 to pull off the win tonight. Congratulations to him. Thanks to all the people out there watching. Thanks to all the drivers. And once again, like I said, Thank you to all the veterans for all the sacrifices that you made, and your families, all the sacrifices that they made, and everything you do to let us do what we do, man. We really appreciate it. And once again, thank you, Dustin, for coming up in here with me.
Yeah, man, awesome race. John pulls it off again. We almost seen a first-time winner with Edward there at the end. He was making some moves, but John, you know, he didn't crack, man. He securing the points lead, and man, getting another win. That's awesome. And looking forward to next week, man. Looks like we're gonna do a little left hand and right hand turns. We're going to Watkins Glen.
Oh no, don't say that. We're going road course next week. So hey, don't forget to come back and watch us here as we go left and right, which is a little unusual, but it's a lot of fun. Very great. Very good racetrack there, the Glen. A lot of good action going to go on there. So good luck to all the drivers next week. And thanks to everybody for watching tonight. The 2018 Demon Sim Works Cup Series race here at Chicagoland. The win goes to John T. Wimbish, 2 in a row. Have a good night, everybody, and thanks for watching.